Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We have 3 exciting stories for you, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. This past weekend's race, it was exciting and full of action, but it also revealed important details about the current situation of some drivers, particularly Lewis Hamilton, who is still having a hard time adjusting to his new environment at Ferrari. Since the start of the season, it has become more and more obvious that Hamilton has not yet found the right formula to feel at ease in his new car. While his teammate Charles Leclerc consistently produces better results and more competitive performances, Leclerc finished in 3rd place in the most recent race, trailing only Oscar Piastri, the winner, by 8 seconds, while Hamilton finished in 7th place, almost 40 seconds behind the leaders of the field. Many questioned whether the British driver made the right choice in leaving Mercedes, where he was completely integrated and at ease, to take on Ferrari. This situation has generated discussions among both fans and analysts. After the race, Hamilton did not hold back from speaking candidly to the media about the challenges he has been facing. He explained that he and Leclerc are currently using slightly different car setups and approaches, and that Leclerc and his engineering team seem to be making better choices when it comes to fine-tuning the car's behavior on track. Hamilton also admitted that he plans to take a closer look at Leclerc's configuration in the upcoming races in the hopes of learning from his teammates' strategies and possibly unlocking some additional performance. But when it came to race pace, Hamilton made it clear that he felt he did everything in his power, even pushing the car to its limits, but the performance was just not there. He called the experience frustrating, stating that the car lacked balance, stability, and the ability to maintain speed throughout the race. Looking ahead, Hamilton took personal responsibility for his lackluster performance during qualifying, admitting that he thought the car had enough pace to achieve a better result, but that he simply was not able to extract the maximum from it. Hamilton's voice, that sounded anything but hopeful, the 7-time world champion, openly stated that he does not see any immediate solutions to the issues Ferrari is facing with this year's car. In his assessment, the problems are structural, and they are unlikely to be resolved within the current season. When asked about the future, he admitted that he knows very little about what Ferrari is planning for their 2026 car, and whether that project might offer the step forward he is hoping for now. Hamilton's hopes rest on the possibility that things could improve next year. However, regarding the current season, he was clear. He does not expect to be in a position to fight for victories or titles in 2025. Instead, he believes the struggles and frustrations that have defined the first part of the season are likely to continue until the final race. It was a rare moment of vulnerability and honesty from one of Formula One's most successful drivers, a recognition that even the greatest talents can find themselves limited by the machinery beneath them. But what do you think about Hamilton's situation at Ferrari? Do you believe he still has the ability and experience to help the team turn this project around, or is it more realistic for him to shift his focus entirely toward 2026, hoping for better fortunes when the new regulations come into play? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Gabriel Bortoletto's race in Saudi Arabia was less than ideal once again. Among the cars that finished the race, he finished last. Naturally, this result has sparked a wave of criticism regarding his performance so far this season, with some fans expressing disappointment and claiming that they had expected much more from the rookie. However, do you think Bortoleto should be delivering better results at this stage, or do you think he's already doing the best he can with the car at his disposal? After the race, Bortoleto responded directly to the criticism, defending his performance and offering his perspective on the difficulties he has faced in these early rounds of his Formula One career. The Brazilian said that this is still very much a learning process and that he's gaining more confidence with each race. Bortoleto responded to the criticism by saying that most people only look at the final race positions and don't think about the bigger picture. He said that he and his teammate Nico Hülkenberg have been having problems with the same car, and that despite Hülkenberg's much greater experience, neither driver has been able to get much more out of the current package. It's not like one of us is vying for the top 5 while the other is at the back. Bortoleto stated, "We are both facing similar difficulties with the car, and our race pace has been quite close, especially when you consider that these are just my first races in Formula One." He acknowledged that expectations are high, but stressed that his current performance is still decent for a rookie season. Given the circumstances, Bortoleto also highlighted that there is plenty of room for improvement as the year progresses, but underlying that, much of this depends on whether the car itself can offer a more competitive platform. The Brazilian remains optimistic about the upcoming rounds, believing that with a bit more experience and some help from the technical side, the results will eventually come. But the question remains, are the criticisms being directed at him fair, or is the real problem the underperformance of the car? Now it's your turn. What's your take on Bortoleto's start to the season? Do you agree with his view that the car is largely to blame, or were the expectations simply too high from the beginning? Share your thoughts with us in the comments, and let's keep the debate going. The world of Formula One never stops, not even on race-free weekends. And if you don't want to miss any of the latest updates, make sure you're subscribed here on the channel with notifications turned on. We're always bringing you daily videos filled with solid information, no fluff, just straight to the point. This time, the news comes from the well-known motorsport outlet, The Race, which recently published a report discussing the future of Max Verstappen at Red Bull. According to the article, Verstappen could be seriously considering leaving the team at the end of this season, but beyond that, the report revealed something even more intriguing. Red Bull is already working behind the scenes on contingency plans should they lose their star driver. Sources indicate that Red Bull has been actively exploring replacement options, drivers who could at least minimize the impact of Verstappen's potential departure. The issue is that the current drivers in Red Bull's junior academy have not shown the level of performance required to step up to the main seat, especially not to match the consistency and dominance that Verstappen has brought to the team. One of the key names on Red Bull's radar, particularly from team principal Christian Horner's perspective, is none other than George Russell from Mercedes. This potential move becomes even more interesting when you consider the possibility that Verstappen could switch to Mercedes, a rumor that has been circulating more and more over the last few months. In fact, Mercedes reportedly paused its contract renewal talks with Russell once it became clear that Verstappen was evaluating his future. Amid all these speculations, Horner is said to have initiated informal conversations with Russell over the past few weeks. While these discussions have not yet evolved into formal negotiations or contract proposals, they have laid the groundwork for potential future talks. Both sides seem to understand the situation well. Russell, on his part, has no intention of stepping away from Formula One anytime soon, even if Verstappen takes his seat at Mercedes. Notice he seemed interested in moving to a midfield or backmarker team for Russell. Red Bull could present the ideal opportunity to stay at the front of the grid, driving a competitive car and remaining in the fight for wins and championships. For Red Bull, acquiring a young, experienced driver like Russell might offer the closest possible solution to fill Verstappen's shoes should the reigning world champion decide to walk away. It's important to emphasize that so far, these have only been early conversations, no official offers, no signatures, but the level of interest is real, and Red Bull appears determined not to be caught off guard by a sudden Verstappen exit. The team is clearly looking to secure a solid plan B, and Russell is currently at the top of their list. If Verstappen does indeed decide to leave, this would likely trigger a significant shakeup in the driver market. A single move at the top of the grid could easily cause a domino effect, reshuffling lineups across several teams. The 2025 driver market is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable in recent years. Now the question is, would Russell really be the best option to replace Verstappen at Red Bull, or is there another driver out there who could fill that role even more effectively? Do you think Red Bull should bet on young talent from its own academy, or is bringing in an established name like Russell the smarter move? This story is only getting started, so please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We'll be closely monitoring every development.